Greetings, everybody. Gleekon here again with another episode of Lore of Warcraft. We have jumped forward now about 1,000 years. So they had mentioned that we were going to have 1,000 years of peace among the humans, and we established the dwarves. So stay a while and listen to this episode, which is called the Gurubashi Civil War. We are now 1,500 years before the Dark Portal opens, closing in fast. In the southern reaches of the eastern kingdoms, the Gurubashi jungle trolls languished in poverty and hardship. They had never fully recovered from the destruction wrought by the Sundering. Many hunting and farming grounds were forever lost, and famine was a constant companion for the Empire. So their life got messed up. And if you think about what's going on down in Gurubashi, that's Stranglethrorn. So I don't know why it's a jungle now. So I don't know if it wasn't a jungle before, but it's a pretty lush area. Desperate to reclaim their former glory, the Gurubashi of Stranglethrorn Vale eventually turned to the powerful Loa spirits whom the trolls worshipped. One such creature answered their call, Hakkar the Soul Flayer, the Loa of Blood. I believe he's a bat, and he's not inherently evil. The malevolent spirit promised to help... Oh, it does say he's evil. Okay, I'm wrong. Promised to help the Gurubashi extend their empire across the lower half of the eastern kingdoms. In return, he demanded large numbers of living sacrifices. The Gurubashi who pledged their loyalties to Hakkar became known as the Hakkari. They soundly defeated nearby packs of gnolls and tribes of murlocs, as well as other trolls who opposed Hakkar. Those taken prisoners soon wished they had died in battle. Hakkar's disembodied spirit gorged on the blood of the captives for years. Under the Hakkari's control, the Gurubashi had achieved all they had hoped, conquering vast swaths of land and even many of the islands that dotted the coasts of the South Seas, which is going to put them on the Zandalari radar, I would guess. But also, it shows why there are so many evil trolls out there. The Zandalari, observing these events from afar, were pleased at first with the Gurubashi's return to conquest and traditional worship. Yet once it became clear that Hakkar's bloodlust would never be sated, they knew that the fiendish god would drive not only the troll race to destruction, but the entire world. I feel like one demigod destroying the world is a bit of a stretch. The Zandalari rallied their forces and set sail for the eastern kingdoms. Here they met with Gurubashi trolls who had kept their descent hidden from the Hakkari. The Zandalari and their new allies learned that a faction of Hakkar's most zealous priests, the Atali, were attempting to summon the lowest spirit into a living form. This in turn would awaken terrible new dimensions of his power and spell certain doom for the troll race. Doom in the sense that they'll become, like, his slaves, I guess, but again, this seems like a bit of a stretch. Horrified by the Atali's plans, the Zandalari hosts stormed the Gurubashi capital of Zul'Gurub. Battles raged among the vine-covered ziggurats of the temple city day and night. Finally, atop Hakkar's blood-stained shrine, the Zandalari defeated Hakkar and most of his crazed followers. I think when you're doing the Stranglethorn's quest, you see a lot of this stuff. Despite this victory, the Zandalari and their allies agreed to remain vigilant for any sign of Hakkar's reappearance. The Loa was not truly dead. His spirit had merely been banished from the physical world, to the other side. A number of his fanatical Atali priests had also escaped into the jungle surrounding Zul'Gurub. These trolls finally settled in the Swamp of Sorrows, north of the Gurubashi capital. In the heart of the wild marshland, they secretly constructed a great temple to their bloodthirsty Loa, the Temple of Atal Hakkar. That's the Sunken Temple. Okay, so now we've pushed into the Swamp of Sorrows, which is also a big, I believe that's one of the big lands that are fought in orcs and humans. Deep within the temple, the Atali continued their worship of Hakkar. They practiced grisly rituals and ceremonies, hoping to once again summon the Loa into the physical world. Dark magics twisted the flora and fauna surrounding the temple. This in turn drew the attention of the green dragon aspect Ysera. Upon learning of the Atali's plans to summon Hakkar, Ysera unleashed her powers on the temple and its inhabitants. The dragon aspect's attack buckled the temple's walls and blasted its foundations apart. The immense ziggurat began sinking beneath the land. As the swampy mire engulfed the temple, the terrified Atali abandoned their rituals and scattered into the marshlands. Though Ysera had thwarted Hakkar's return, she knew that the Atali might someday attempt to summon the Loa again. Thus, she commanded a number of her loyal green dragons to watch over the ruined temple and ensure it would never again be used to bring such evil into the world. Okay, so what we've done is we've set up what's been going on down in the Stranglethrorn region, which is a big region of the Eastern Kingdoms. It's troll lands, and really, even to the present day, that's pretty much what it is. There's a couple outposts, and really horde outposts, and that's because the trolls are part of the horde. And eventually it will become that Booty Bay region. Other than that, yeah, we've also pushed forward and talked about what the Swamp of Sorrows is, which is just a swamp with which has things happen in the Orclands, but now we've established it as a troll foothold, and we've completely set up the Sunken Temple. Why are there dragons in the Sunken Temple? They're obviously corrupted by the dark magic of the Loa. And why is it full of trolls and some of these other spirits? Okay, cool. Interesting little history of that region. And we've progressed 1,000 years. We're getting even closer. Okay, another episode in the pipes 5x5. I will catch you all on the next episode of Lore of Warcraft. Thank you for listening.